What's going on, guys? So you guys may know from previous videos that we have a gopher problem out here on our new property. And you know, I actually have a neighbor down the street whose mother-in-law used to live in this house, and he killed like 96 gophers or something like that over a couple-week period, which is kind of insane. Might have been a couple months, I can't remember, but it's turning out to be one of those legendary stories. But he's actually come around here a few times and had some traps that he got from a buddy, or he was referred to getting from a buddy online, that seemed to work pretty well. The only problem with his traps are you have to dig out a big hole, you have to reach your arm into the actual gopher run and set the trap. And you know, there's a high likelihood while you're doing that you're going to get chewed up by fire ants, you're going to run into the mole itself or the gopher, or you are going to trigger the trap and you got to reset it. So I went online and I was looking for a better alternative, and this is what I found. Hang tight, I'll be right back. So this is a made in the US product called GopherHawk. Not a sponsored video. I found these on Amazon actually, but they had really good reviews. And I saw the ones that he was using and they also have really good reviews. The difference between the two is, actually there's a lot of difference between the two. This one sets entirely different. So first of all, you have a probe here in the handle, and if I pull this out, that's your probe, so you can jab it in the ground until you find the gopher run. And then once you've found it, you wallow it out with this. You basically jam this down there and you open it up a little bit. Then you set this trap in the hole, like so. You pull up right here, and it triggers the trap to come out from here. And it has a little probe in the center, and once the gopher runs into the probe, springs back in place, and hopefully you've caught yourself a gopher. But this is a pretty cool invention. Again, not a sponsored product, just something I saw on Amazon with some really good reviews. A lot of the stuff that they had, such as the ones that make a vibration noise or do all those, none of those had really good reviews. So I don't know if those work. If they've worked for you, please let me know. And under what conditions did they work for you? But I haven't really had many gophers ever since he came out here and he started doing his thing and taking a few of them. But recently I've ran across a couple gopher mounds. So I'm going to take these out there. Box is empty, don't need it anymore. And I'm going to see just how well these GopherHawks work. If they work really well, I'll let you know. But if they don't work well, I'll also let you know. I don't recommend you going out and buying them until I've given you the opportunity to at least get some feedback. So these are some relatively fresh mounds. We had a lawn service come out here and mow the grass for us, and I'm gonna see if the gopher's still under here. It may or may not be. There's some mower marks in two of these mounds, but not this one or this one. I don't know if the gopher is still here or not. He may or may not be, but I'm gonna try to set a couple of these just to see how they work. This one looks relatively fresh, and it's higher than the area that he mowed, so I'm assuming this one might be new. So first we're going to use the probe and see if we can find the run, and then we're going to wallow it out and put a trap in place. So the best way to identify the actual run isn't to jab down in the hole itself. It's to probe around the hole. Oh, first try, right there. Did you see how that just dropped down? I'll do it again right here, and you'll see just go through a little bit of dirt. It's not right there. Not right there. There's certainly one, I think, right here. Right there. That is crazy how that hole actually just drops down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the handle or the probe back inside of here, and I'm going to try to get to the hole the way they say to. It's a lot easier jabbing something small like a probe down in here than it is this, for sure. Unless you do this kind of thing. It's getting down there, but haven't gotten it to it yet. This could be very difficult if you have moles that are deeper in the ground, or gophers. I'm starting to learn the difference out here between the mole runs and the gopher runs, because there it is right there. So you see how it just dropped down there all of a sudden? So that is my run. Now what I don't know, something I've learned as well, is that the Gopher run is likely right here, and then they make a third one that comes off this way for the mound. So if this is just the run going to the mound, then I may not catch anything. But if this is their main run, then it's possible I'll catch something. So the next thing I need to do is take my GopherHawk, put it in this way, and I'm just following the instructions like it says. Okay, so it says don't push down. Got to figure out what I'm going to do here, because that grip is deeper than the hole. So if I'm not supposed to push down, it means I'm supposed to pull up from that portion. So this may not work if you have Gophers that are deeper than what this is designed for. And I'll show you how this works. When I pull this or spring this out like this, that's how it's set. So if something touches that center probe right there, it's going to trigger. And I may be able to get it down here. Yep. Okay, well, I think I'm getting it down there. Okay, so I do have it down there. So it is now in place. It didn't have to go down as far. So this, when it's in its locked position, it's up higher. So if this had been triggered, this would be down lower and I would know. And we'll see how it works. I like it. I'm just concerned that this portion right here isn't going to allow me to get deep enough to get some of the mole holes that we found, because some of them were a good 10, 15 inches underground, and the probe, it's probably about 18 inches long. This, though, doesn't seem like you'd really be able to get it down that far unless you set it before you put it in the hole like I just did. But from the instructions that I read, you're supposed to put it in the hole and then set it, but I may be wrong. But we're going to see if we catch anything. So got one of them in place. I got two of them to mess with. Just have to find another gopher hole. See if we can spot another one. Okay, so I found what looks to be another one. All the dirt here looks fresh. This has been here for a while, and I don't know what caused that giant mound of dirt right there. But this all appears fresh. Now I got a mixture of things here, a combination of problems. So I can see the run starts back there, works its way here. There are some subsurface, just right below the surface, runs right here, and you can see how squishy that is. Those are moles. This right here is from a gopher, and there's some very, very soft holes here. So that is basically what identifies the two. The moles apparently only go just a few inches below the dirt, maybe an inch, whereas the gophers dig deep, and they tend to make these much deeper runs. Now, they are gophers, and I do have a gentleman, like I said, he was the previous, I guess, son-in-law to the lady who owned this house. And he's also a naval aviator, retired naval aviator and commander of a naval base. Really cool guy. Retired, loves doing this kind of stuff and volunteering at his church, so you gotta love folks like that. But we're gonna see if we can identify the run on this one and set a trap for it as well. Okay, so I got my nifty probe. I'm gonna start, wow. This whole area is just running with them, because this thing just drops straight down very, very easily. Right there. That is crazy. So this is where I'm going to put it, right here, because I'm pretty sure the run is going next to it like this, and this is going to be off to the side. This may be the side tunnel, so it may actually be somewhere over here. I can tell some of these are mole holes because they're just right below the surface. And apparently the gopher holes are gonna be much, much deeper. So let's go and wallow this one out and see what we find. You guys would be surprised how many techniques I find for holding a camera with one hand. There we go. There's the hole right there. Zoom in on it a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna set this trap. hopefully it doesn't spring on me while I'm putting it down in the hole. There we go. So I got 2 traps set now. This one I'm a bit more optimistic with than the other one, only because these mounds seem a lot more fresh than the other mounds. So we shall see. I'll come back and check them, and the way you can tell is this arm right here will spring down and you'll see a bit of I think it's white or red or something right there indicating it's been triggered. So we got 2 traps in place. Let's see how they work. Okay, so I'm not even kidding you. I literally put all the equipment up and I heard something and I came back out here. It's been maybe 5 minutes since, or maybe 10 minutes since I planted this trap, and it's moving. You can see the handle right here. Check that out. Did I already catch a gopher? I did. Oh my God. He's trapped in there. And getting him out through the hole is kind of the problem at this point. Yeah, golly. I don't know how I'm supposed to get it out, because if I pull this up, it's gonna, well, he got away. Man, you can see how he scratched it up. I don't know if he's still alive or not. It looks like he's digging. That's crazy. So that's my challenge, is it catches them. But how do you get them back out once you've caught them? So I'm going to set this back down there. I don't know if he's still alive or not. Let's either run. That's crazy. So I caught him, but the process of trying to get the thing out of the hole, he got free. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do here, because, you know, I don't want to constantly catch them and end up releasing them because they get free in the process of trying to pull them out of the hole. So got to ponder that. But man, the thing certainly works. That is absolutely insane. I had a whole ending already for this video, basically saying I'm going to keep coming back and checking on these things until I catch something. And yeah, I don't really need to do that now. So it definitely caught one. I just, at this point, I really don't know what to do in terms of trying to get them out, unless I kind of dig and burrow around and then pull them out, which I might end up having to do. I just didn't have a shovel with me right now, and their video shows that you just simply pull the whole thing out whenever you catch them, and I didn't really have an opportunity to do that. So we are gonna figure out, I honestly, you know, the video ending that I had already was gonna be to tell you that, you know, I'm gonna keep following up and seeing how long it takes before they trigger, if they do trigger, that I can't give you really an honest review on how well it works until I've had an opportunity to, you know, test this out a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm not even kidding you, 10 minutes after setting the thing, I already caught one, and I caught it in the area that I didn't think I would catch it, because all these mounds look kind of old. They're newer than some of the other mounds out here, but they're certainly not the newest mounds, and I wasn't expecting it to go off that soon. Very, very cool. It's extracting it, that's the problem. But I'll put a link in the description. Now I honestly have to give it a thumbs up. The removal process is the one I'm gonna have to worry about, and if it's a really fat, chunky gopher, you know, how are you gonna get them through a tiny little hole like that, unless, again, you dig up around it, which I'm probably gonna have to try to do next, and see how that works. Anyways, guys, link in the description. It does work. Only took 10 minutes in an area that I didn't really think I'd catch anything, so that's pretty cool. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.